We repeat some of the points of yesterday evening. Opponent is asking, why is non-duality auspicious? And inauspiciousness, only inauspiciousness occurs the diversity. The world consisting prana, etc., does not occur, or they are not different in content from the self because superimposed. When viewed in the light of the self, the world has no separate existence. When viewed in the light of the self, the world has no separate existence. Owing to the unreality of the duality, nothing exists. He is praising the right perception, Samyak Darshana. Why everybody cannot experience the non-duality? Who are free from attachment, fear and anger, well-versed in Vedas, realize the self, which is beyond imaginations. Well-versed in Vedas, it says, who has absorbed the spirit of Vedas. Spirit of Vedas is to experience one's own self. This much we had yesterday. Mm. 391 page. Because of the impressions got through previous life and ignorance, even those who know the meaning of Vedanta, they are not established in non-dualism because of the impressions of the past. Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. Sri Krishna says, Prakriti is the nature of the mind which she got from the previous lives and previous actions. That is called Prakriti. Prakritim yanti bhutani. All the individuals are acting according to their own Prakriti. Nigraha kim karishyati? What control will do? He says. Tasmadevam viditvenam advaite yojiye smritim advaitam samanuprapya jadaval lokam acharet. Therefore, having known it thus, that duality is not existing, one should fix one's memory on non-duality, should give undivided attention, he says, apt attention, undivided attention. In Yoga Sutra it comes, Tailadharavat. Having attained the non-dual, one should conduct oneself as though one were a dullard, he says.
Like Jada Bharata.
Huh?
Like Jada
Jada Bharata. Na prustam kasachit bruyat na to anyayena pruchyatah jnanannapi medhavi jadaval lokam acharet. Until and unless somebody asks you something, you should not tell. And if somebody is asking you to know how much knowledge you are having, what you know, he wanted to examine you, then also don't tell, he says. Even you know everything, just act as a Jadaval Lokamachare. Jada is inert matter. Just here he says Dalad. Jadaval Lokamachare. So he says, why he says so? See, if the rain falls in the sea or on a big stone, it is no use. The sea water has been taken by the sun, filtered, and it pours as rain. Again, if it goes into the sea, what is the use? And the water that is poured in barren lands, no use. Desert, what use? In the same way, the aspirant, when he is not ready to take, when he is not ready to accept, when he is not ready to mold himself, what is the use of giving the teachings? And they should be desired to know from the aspirant side. Mostly they call me for many functions in India. So I simply first say, whatever you want to know, that only I will tell. I will be telling something and your mind is wandering somewhere, what is the use? So you just let me know what you want to hear. But many times, most of the audience, they keep quiet. Then I say, I too will keep quiet, what to do? Then some fellow somehow gets some encourage. He's encouraged and he gets some, say, this dhairyam and courage. And then he asks. So when the question is asked, everybody hears. And naturally, the question is for the good of others. How to control the mind, how to realize, how to follow the instructions, something like that they ask. So that is the way to attract their minds towards the subject. And many times, first I do some bhajan to gather their mind. And then I ask like this, then I start. So, Jadaval Lokamachare, you know everything until and ask, don't tell. It says, from scriptures and understanding the non-duality, constantly remembering the knowers stay in the world, following all the rules laid down by the scriptures, because they are in relative plane. If a knower of Brahman does a mistake, knowingly or unknowingly, he is respected in the society, others will simply follow it. So many times Swamiji says, you just follow what I say, but don't follow what I do, he says. That is Niyama Vidhi. This has been already explained, that when they wanted to take little rice from the paddy, it has to be pounded, but not it, by nails we should remove the chaff. Paddy is there, little we want rice for the worship. So even then he says, only little so I can remove the chaff through nails, but this is not allowed. Only by power. That is called Niyama Vidhi. Niyama means you should follow the rule. Then only you will get the full fruits of the worship. Otherwise not. That's what Veda says. So we follow as far as possible to the letter. Up to the. Here also he says, Sri Ramakrishna says, an expert dancer will never make a false step. No, Brahman is an expert dancer. So he will never make a false step. That is why here he says, staying in the world, though he looks like an inert person, a dullard, but he follows all the rules. Advaitam samanuprapya jadavalokam achare. Having attained the non-dual, one should conduct oneself as though one were a dullard. Now he is telling tasmat asmat 3. Yasmat sarvanartha prashamarupatvat advayam shivam abhayam. Because the non-duality is auspicious and fearless, on account of its being naturally free from all evil. Therefore, that is the connection. Evam tasmat evam viditva, he says. Asmat and tasmat are having connection. Because non-duality is auspicious and fearless, so he has to follow what the scriptures say. Shastre avagamya, understanding correctly through shastras, scriptures, to get established in non-duality. Smriti santati nididhyanam kartavya. Smriti santati. In Brahma Sutra, this sutra comes avritti rasakrut upadeshat. Again and again you should remember, he says. And abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihate. Abhyasa is repeating the remembrance. What to remember? What we heard through scriptures, and we have to remember again and again the non-duality. That is, but here he says nididhyasana. First you hear through scriptures. What is the meaning of the scriptures? To conclude the meaning of the scriptures is called Shravana. That only one creator is there, that is Brahman, and that is within you. You are not different from that. You take any Upanishad, any scripture, even in the Puranas and other things also, even in Mahabharata and Ramayana, they have taught so much, they told so much about the realization. But those who hear the stories, they don't understand why the story has been told. Satya Harishchandra's story, they say, to follow the truth, the story of Rama and the story of Dharmaraja, to follow the scriptural injunctions correctly, aptly, all through the life, without deviating, all these things. But they don't pay attention on the purpose of their teaching. They simply, oh, very good, very good. So, Sravana is to understanding or to understand the meaning or the essence of Shastras. One thing is there, non-duality. It is not different from me, at best. And what is Manana? Manana is reflecting, deep meditation. Because the aspirant is having the past impressions, at times he feels, though he heard from the Shastras that non-duality alone is real, but at times he feels, how this world is unreal, how I am unreal. I, in the sense of body, mind, etc. So, to get into this meaning, he has to follow the logic. So, through logic, whatever has been told by the Shastras, ekam sadvipra bahuda vadanti, he should confirm through logic. Then he starts meditating. So if the meditation, if it goes deeper and deeper on the oneness, it is called nididhyasana. It is, we can say, if the nididhyasana is more and deep, it is itself samadhi. Samyak adhiyate manah yasmin. Nicely dissolved the mind. Nicely dissolved the mind. That is Advaita Smriti Santatim. What you have to meditate? The oneness. And remembering that constantly. Sarvatra Sada. Sarvada. Always and in everywhere. So in order to follow this, he says in Niyama Vidhi, that he is going to explain. Ata evam viditva yenam advaite smritim yojayet. Therefore, having known non-duality, thus one should fix one's memory on it. Meaning, one should give one's undivided attention to the realization of non-duality. Having attained non-duality, having realized the self that is free from hunger, etc., directly perceptible, unborn, and that transcends all mundane activities, after acquiring the knowledge, I am the Supreme Brahman, one should conduct oneself in the world as though one were a dullard, that is to say, without giving publicity to oneself as such I am. This is the drift. Here many things has been explained previously, but just I will remind you. Advaita Advaitam avagamya ahamasmi param brahma viditva asanayat jatitam. Last year, when we were discussing Yagyavalkya in the court, two questioners were there. They asked the same question. He asked that Yat Sakshad Aparokshad Brahma Tan me bruhi. Tan me bruhi. Which you are directly experiencing. You tell about that Atma. Then he says, he is not having causal body, all these things. He just concludes that it is beyond everything. Then the second questioner asked again the same question. Huh? But he cannot explain like that. By negating only he explains. You cannot grasp it through the sense organs or these things, or the mind. You have to understand. So simply he negates everything. And again to confuse the proponent, he asks again same question. Sakshad aparokshad brahma tadme bruhi vyachakshva. That you explain. Then he says, it is beyond hunger and thirst. It is beyond happiness and sorrow. It is beyond old age and death, all these things. So, remembering that, here he is writing. Asanaya jatitam sakshad aparokshad ajam. So, these words, they remind us what we have studied already in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Ajam atmanam sarva loka vyavaharatitam. Again he says, it is beyond all the transactions. And now, the Gaudapadacharya says, Jadavallokam acharet. Mule ke dullard. How to follow the relative rules, knowing everything, is answered. Sarvaloka vyavaharatitam jadavallokam acharet. He says, Sarva loka vyavaharatitam. The Atman is beyond all the worldliness. Knowing that, Jadavalokamacharet. We done that. Here we have already discussed, we means myself and Paramananda, not all. Atha Parivrad. See, discrimination and dispassion. So the aspirant first he gives up the world, gives up all the desires, putreshana, lokeshana, vitteshana. Then through upasana and to the knowledge of the scriptures, he cleans the mind. And then, after cleansing the mind, he gets the actual concentration of the mind. That he directs towards the oneness. Drishyate tvagriya buddhya sukshmaya sukshmadarshibhi. Those alone can see who's concentrated is one-pointed. Sukshmaya sukshmadarshibhi. One who can see the subtle things even beyond the space, he says. Space is most subtlest thing in the world, but those who can see the subtler than the subtlest things, those who can imagine. So they have understood, they have experienced, then he is called Parivrat. Shankaracharya was told by Kapalika, I have to offer the head of a Samrat or the head of a Parivrat. A Samrat means the king. He sees subsidiary things will be there and he will be the king of all. So Samrat. I cannot get the head of a Samrat, so you give your head to me. You are a Parivrat. Paritaha tyaktva vrajati iti Parivrat. Giving up everything. Paritaha tyaktva vrajati iti Parivrat. Giving up everything, he will be moving. So, Parivrat telling about him, dullard. We are discussing the point of dullard. Vivarnavasa, mundo, aparigraha, suchir, adehi, vaikshane, brahmabhuyaye bhavati. This is Vivarnavasa, that he should not wear the colored or dazzling colored clothes, Vivarnavasa, shining clothes. Shining clothes.
No shining clothes.
That's why if you wear those clothes, they will remove us from Kailas ashram. That's why we always wear this one. Mundo, not having these matted hairs. Jatabhistapasaha. What is his austerity? He is maintaining the jata. That is his austerity, says in Vyakarna. No other austerity, just to maintain the jata. That is matted hair. To grow the matted hair, that itself is austerity for him. No other austerity. No control of mind, no control of senses. So jatabhistapasa, that should not be there, he says.
Clean it, oil it and all those things. So much.
So he says, a Parivrat is mundi, shaved hair. Monthly once, or once in 2 months, or half yearly, or yearly, whichever is convenient for you. You should have full shave. Aparigraha.
What did Shankaracharya do?
He was always taking munda.
No, he to give up his head.
That you already we have told so many times this story.
worshipper of Nrsimha, Lord Nrsimha.
Hmm.
So he agreed. He said, "You come at 12 midnight and you can take my head." But Padmapadacarya knew there is something fishy going on. So he was sitting in the meditation, and because his
Of Upasana.
deity, Upasaka, was Lord Nrsimha. So
And
he
he
was
came.
roaming around in the shape of lion, and that Kapalika was afraid seeing the lion.
And not accepting extra things. And again he says, he should be always pure in heart as well as outside. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Suchi. Adehi, not bothering about the body much. Navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvan nakarin. Though he stays in the body, Gita says, not doing anything, not bothering about that. So, such a man becomes Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Now, here, what is the context? As a dullard, he moves. So, Parivrat. And there is a rule that they should not stay in a place more than 3 days. Parivrat. But those who are hearing Vedanta, are studying Vedanta, for that they may stay. Or on the Ganges bank, they can stay for more time. That is allowed, but Sarvaloka Vyavharatitam. Acquiring the knowledge, I am the Supreme Brahman, one should conduct oneself in the world as though one were a dullard, that is to say, without giving publicity. Sarva Vyavharatita. No transaction with anything. Not using always WhatsApp and Facebook to contact so many people. That is the rules laid down. So the knower of Brahman, going beyond worldliness, how can he act like a dullard? For that explains Jadaval Lokamacharet. That is, without giving publicity to oneself. I know this, I know that. I am a scholar, I know the scriptures, I can tell you these things, all these things. This is the drift. Not showing that I am a scholar, etc., as a dullard, he should move in the world. That he has explained in this Karika. Now he is going further.
I take one step back. Swamiji said, Swamiji spoke about Shravana, hearing, and then Swamiji spoke about using logic that supports the scripture in order to confirm what just the
Unreality of the world.
yeah, about the unreality. That will come under manana.
Manana.
And then once the manana is concluded, the nididhyasana follows this conclusion, which is meditation on the non-duality of oneness.
Taking the support of Sravana and Manana, Here he told, Yojayet smritim viditva enam advaite yojayet smritim. One should fix one's memory on non-duality. That is true nididhyasana. After finishing Savana and Manana.
Now, talking about the word memory,
Ah.
previously Swamiji explained to us that memory follows knowledge or experience,
Ah.
so which means previous to memory there should be experience.
Yes.
So from this we can conclude that as a result of the manana,
Ah.
there is experience.
in Paroksha Jnana.
Paroksha Jnana.
That's what Panchadashikar also says, Paroksha Jnana.
So that memory relates to that experience.
First it was indirect experience. Through nididhyasana, he will getting the direct experience. Paroksha converts into the aparoksha, if you deepen the nididhyasana.
Then, reiterating what Swamiji just said, Parivrata,
Hmm.
first, complete renunciation or giving up. Then, cleaning of the mind, upasana, and so on. And then, making the mind one-pointed,
Hmm.
because cleaning of the mind is the foundation of the one-pointed mind. And then, with this one-pointed mind, the
He reflects on oneness.
meditation on the oneness can take. I'm just trying to reiterate something.
Drishyate tvagriya buddhya sukshmaya sukshmadarshibhi.
Then there is one question, because then the instruction is that person should behave like a jada.
Hmm.
Such a person that has meditated long on the oneness, when he says he should behave like a jada, does it mean he behaves like a jada as the result of his sadhana? Or he should behave like a jada in order not to lose the fruits of his sadhana?
Two things are there. If the nididhyasana is deep, he merges in the self. Within 21 days, he will not come back. If it is not deep, he comes back. Then the decision depends on himself, whether I should do some good to the world or let me be in my own self. Even, you see, when he is moving, some good will happen. Somebody will ask something, he can explain. Otherwise, he can just sit somewhere and enjoy the fruits, and he can go deeper and deeper into the... This previously also I told, Swami Vivekananda saw more than 10 realized souls in Himalayas. Then he asked them, why you are not going to the down, like Chinmayananji and other persons, and you are not explaining to the public? Then they say, if we are having a simple thought notion, sankalpa, if you are having a sankalpa, that works in the whole mind, in the whole world, he says. simply sitting in one place, if we are having a desire, sankalpa, that it works. That's why we need not go. They want to be in themselves, and at the same time they are enjoying the fruits, but by chance, if a desire comes that the world should be elevated or they should go, it works. That particular desire in them, it works everywhere. The reply that what they gave. And here you see, Sri Ramakrishna never went to anybody. Only always he was in Calcutta. He has not come to Bahamas. But his disciples, they have spread his message. And he asked mother that I don't want to be in samadhi always. Then she told bhava mukha. That is, if you stay on the doorway, you can go that side or this side, whichever is. That is why while talking to others, at times he says, I want to see a particular person. I want to drink water. The desire to bring the mind down. So it depends on the dullard in the sense. He asked his assistant, Hridayaram, this person, I feel, he has realized person. So go behind him and have some instruction. So the assistant Hridaya goes behind him. Again and again he requests him. Afterwards, after some time, says, if you can see this stream water which is dirty and the Ganges water as one, you will realize. If you can see the oneness, the Brahman everywhere. And again he wanted, then he took a brick to beat him, to throw away. Oh, it is. They want to be in their own, that is left to them. But the prarabdha also has dissolved for them. But body is there. How can you say the prarabdha is dissolved? In Brahma Sutra it is discussed elaborately. For others, they see prarabdha in him. For him, no prarabdha. Simply, he moves wherever he feels like sitting, sits, eats, like that. So, he can do either way. If he wants to enjoy, he will sit without getting any disturbance from others. And if he wanted to come out, even then, there will be no change in his knowledge, even if he sits in the cave of Himalayas. Or if he is moving in the world, the experience and the knowledge will not change. He will not be affected by the beauty of the outside world. To understand this much, Vyasa has sent Sukadeva to Janaka. So it is clear. It depends mostly on the individual, whether he wanted to do good or Loka sangrahamevapi sampasyan kartum manasi says, even for Arjuna. If you think if you know everything, even to do good to the world, you should do action. Now the opponent is asking a question. The praise of Parapara Brahman or the praise of all the gods or worship of gods, reverence to them are to be followed. One should have Shraddha also. Then how can he act like a dullard? Now he is not sitting in one place. He is moving in the world. Moving in the world, how can be a dullard? He should do something. That is the question by the opponent. Nistutir nirnamaskaro niswadhakara evacha chalachala niketascha yatir yadrichiko bhavet. The ascetic should be free from praise and salutation and also from rituals. The body and the self should be his support. He says, previously I mentioned this. He is having 2 rooms, 2 kutiyas. That is, one is self and another is the body. Chalachala niketa. The body and the self should be his support and he should depend upon what chance brings. What chance brings.
What is the meaning of the word chance?
Chance, yadrichya. Yadrichya, labha santusto, dvandvatito, vimatsara, even in Gaza. Whatever chance. He should not ask anything to anybody. That is, I want this, I want like this. That means desire is there. Sri Ramakrishna says to Sharda Mani, never ask anything anybody. And he passed away. She went to her village, Jairam Bhati, and if rice is there, vegetable is not there. If vegetable is there, no salt in that. So even she never asked salt anybody. She used to take like that. Because it is instruction of Sri Ramakrishna, never ask anything anybody. That is yadrucha. Whatever chance brings. Yadrucha labha santusto. When he is living in some place, so the dullness is a must. For that, he may start action. How he can act as the dullard? If he want to live in some place, say he wanted a place to stay, then he should do some action. Construct a kutiya, something like that. Or to stay at least. That is why in Shastras they say, the snake never makes its own home. It just enters the home of ants. Ants make big home and it enters there and stays there. So like that. Oh, whatever is already there, the parivrat should say. Then how he can act as a dullard? Then he says, chala chala niketaha. At times he stays inside the self, and at times on the body he stays and moves. So, other support for staying is not necessary. Even before the advent of Bhagavad Shankaracharya, there were no ashrams. The monks were only parivrats. Seeing the Buddhists, he has adapted this method. He has constructed 4 ashramas. Let them stay and let them spread the message. in staying in one place. Simply moving here and there, it may not be possible. Thinking so he has started. But here he says parivrat, chalachala niketa. That is, the body and the self should be support. No other support is necessary, he says. Body and self should be his abode. Even then, he needs some cloth to wear. At least a lion cloth, kopina. For covering, for eating, for drinking, to protect the body, he has to do some action. So, the opponent asks, he cannot act as a dullard because he has to have so many things. He says a covering is necessary, something he has to eat, something he has to drink, some to protect the body. So without action, how can he act like a dullard? Then see, yatir. Yati yadrichiko bhavet. He should depend upon what chance brings. What chance brings, eating or drinking. Naturally. Karma phala. That is the result of the past.
Spontaneously to prarabdha.
The meaning would be he should depend upon what prarabdha brings.
Yes. If he drinks Lamborghini, he should not expect BMW.
But I have not understood what you have told.
Only that was an example for Westerners only.
Now you tell me.
If it brings Maruti car, he should not expect BMW.
Oh,
He should be happy in the Maruti.
yeah.
So now this is the Indianized example.
First line is being explained, kaya. This is 4. Kaya chariya lokam achare dityaha. What is the code of behavior that she should follow in the world? Answer follows. A man who is following the rules of varnashrama, that is varna, species or race, stages of life, how can you use this adjective? Tyakta. Then he says, stuti namaskaradi sarva karma varjitaha tyakta sarva bahyeshana. The opponent has asked, is following the rules or code of conduct, and in a particular stage of life he is staying, how can he use this adjective? That is, nistutini namaskara, tyakteti, tyakta sarva baheshanaha, pratipanna paramhamsa parivrajya ityabhipraya. And he is a Paramhamsa and Parivrat. Paramhamsa, there is a Hamsa Paramhamsa and Kutichaka Bahudaka. After renunciation, somebody says in one particular room or a thatched hut and he starts, thatched hut, straw hut, he does his austerities and penance. That is called Kutichaka. And Bahudaka, he moves here and there, whatever chance brings he takes and does his austerities. And Hamsa, having a staff. They have to follow some many rules. Paramahamsa means even giving up that. So, Parivrat is renouncing everything and moving, and Paramahamsa even giving up the staff, etc. Paramahamsa Parivrajya, observation or perception. How to determine this? No proof for it, he says, that he has completely realized he is a Paramahamsa. No proof for it. No. Scriptures and Smritis say about them, he says. Scriptures are the proof. Etam vaitamatmanam viditva. Abandoning all acts of praise and obeisance, having abandoned all longings for external objects, having resorted to the final stage of renunciation, as declared by the Sriti, knowing verily the self, the Brahmanas renounce. Ityadi Sritehe. Tad buddhes tadatmanas tannishta tatparayanaha. Even Gita. Thinking on that, directing the whole consciousness, being to that, rooted in that, one concentration, one point, making that the supreme goal. He should always think of the Atman constantly, and that itself should be the support, no other support is necessary. Depending on these Sriti and Smriti, you can know Paramahamsa. Viditva, he told. If some doubt is there in experiencing the self, to get rid of, he is telling the means he should dwell in the self only. Even if some doubt is there, then. And gather the mind from all outside objects. In the self completely to stay, nishtha, one-rooted. That is nitaram sthiti. In that alone should be, he says, making the supreme goal. Making the self as the supreme goal, he should stay. Ityadi smritis. Chalam sariram pratikshanam anyatha bhavam achalam atma tattvam. Previously, the opponent has asked, some place should be there for him to stay. Then it's not chala niketa. Niketa is a place to stay, abode. And chala niketa, he told. So what is the chala? That is in his mind at times comes onto the body. So, and he understands that the body is always changing. And achala, that is Atma Tattva. He should take the other sloka of Gita also. Ityadi smrutesya. Smriti, he has already given. Tad buddhyas tadatmana tad nishtha tatparayana. And again he says, ityadi smrutesya, etc. Then the subcommentator says, sarva karmani manasa sanyasya aste sukham masi navadvare pure dehe naiva kurvan nakarayan. Manasa sanyasya, everything yes, renounced through mind. Aste sukham vashi, he is very happy. And he has controlled the mind and senses. Vashi means one who has controlled the. Navadvare pure dehi, he says 9 doors are there. 9 doors. Doors, all this. The eyes, the ears. Naiva kurvan nakaren. Nothing doing. No action. This is. When the body becomes for him, or when he thinks of the body, it becomes a moving about. Yada. Yada kadachid bhojanadi vivahara nimittam akashavad achalam swarupam atma tattvam atmano niketam ashrayam atmasitam vismritya ahamiti manyate yada tada chalo deho nikete yasya. Chala changing or moving, that is the body, for it gets transformed every moment. Achalam, unmoving, unchanging, is the principle of the self. Whenever one imagines of oneself as I am in connection with an act of eating, etc., forgetting the real nature of the self, which is one's support and one's dwelling place, and which is unchanging like the sky, then the body becomes a support. That is the Niketa is told. Taking it granted, the relative world, forgetting the self, thinking of the relative body, he becomes under the spell of ego and mind, then the body becomes his abode. But by nature, the self is the dwelling place for him, because he forgot self-remembrance. Many examples are there. Trailinga Swami, I gave the example. After 3 days, he was never eating through his hands. If somebody feeds him, he used to eat. After 3 days, if nobody brought anything, just used to go to Ganges, take Ganges water. The water whichever is taken in his hands, it used to become milk. And we know the Rishi Durvasa, once he went to heaven, Durvasa, and everybody is afraid of his curse. His curses. So, but he is doing all his regular activities, worship, havan, all these things he used to do Durvasa. So Indra thought somebody should be there to assist him, whom to put. So one damsel was there by name Punjikasthala. So Indra asked, see, you are much devoted to all the holy persons, so you serve him. All right. So with apt attention, she was arranging everything for him, for his worship, for his havan and other things. But because of the time, or she was hasty one day, in a hurry. And when Durvasa came and he was about to sit on his asana, she dropped something, pot. She dropped something. He became furious and cursed her, become a monkey. That is the mother of Hanuman. Afterwards she became. Punjikasthala became Anjana. And she says, you see, with so much of taking pains and attention I am serving you, and you are cursing me. Oh, I did a mistake. All right. Hmm? A son will born to you and he will be so famous, so don't worry. Afterwards, she became this thing, and after doing penance for about 12 years or so, the time came for her to, because she was not having any children, that's why she started doing penance. And by that time, the Rama has to take the birth. So Lord Vishnu goes and requests Lord Shiva, see, I am taking an incarnation as a human being, as Rama, you should help me. All right. Anyhow, I am your servant, Shiva says. So then he calls the goddess of air, air, Vayudeva. Vayudeva, and gives all his powers, energy, and he takes that and puts in the through ear or something to the Anjanas. And by that time her name was Anjana. She took already the birth of a monkey and she is called Anjana. By praying to Lord Shiva again, she can take any form, whether form of a monkey or a form of human being. So, in that way, the Durvasa, why it has come? Because he forgot. See, he was about to do the worship and he has to do Havana and he wanted to contemplate and forgot. I am Durvasa, I can curse. And she was serving so much as long as he stayed. In the same way, but in the case of Kunti, there was no mistake and she gave the mantra. To that mantra she got all the 5 issues that you know well. So, because he forgot self-remembrance, so I am. Deho niketo yasya so I am evam chalachala niketo vidvan punar bahya vishayashaya sacha yadrichuko bhavet yadricha prapta kaupina achadana grasa matra deha sthiti rityartha. Whatever chance brings, the enlightened man who has both the changing and unchanging as his support, who does not therefore depend upon external objects, is called chala achala niketaha. He should depend on what chance brings. He should depend only, that is, he should depend only on small strips of cloth, covering and food that chance might bring him for maintenance of the body. He should not ask anybody of these things. Very difficult to follow all these rules. So I am separating from ignorance, he is telling na punar. Na punar bahi vishayasaya. Though he remembers his body, he should not take the support of any outer things, outer worldly things. Because he has remembered the body consciousness. This previously also once I explained. It is just like a line that you draw on the water. This body consciousness or anger or anything may come to him. But it is just like a line on the water. You draw it, tapes and everything. Or just like in a hot pan, you put water, it goes. It is na punariti. Punarbahya Vishyasayaha Sacha. That is Yadrichiko Bhavet, whatever chance brings, that he has to enjoy. That much he says. Now we are going to the next verse. Before that, 3 minutes break. The Parivrat thinks, I am the Parabrahman, no other thing is there besides me. In this way, thinking always, sarvada, not bound by particular time in his duty. Tattvam. Tattvam adhyatmikam društva, tattvam društva tu bahyataha, tattvibhutaha tadaramaha, tattvat aprachyuto bhavet. Having perceived the truth internally, having perceived it externally, one should become identified with truth, should derive delight from truth, and should never deviate from truth. Truth, 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 truth. 5 times. Having perceived the truth internally, having perceived it externally, truth, one should become identified with truth, should derive delight from truth, and should never deviate from truth. That is Tat. Tat is, that is what we call Brahman. Truth is Brahman. Brahman is truth. This, it says, you see, you should see externally and internally, the oneness. And then you should become one with it, identify. And you should get all energy and everything from that. And you should not deviate from that. That is, sarvatra sarvada. In Bhagavata, it comes in all the places, in all the times. The support of the body, it is called adhyatmika, adhyatmikam, tattvam adhyatmikam. Only seeing the support adhisthana should not think of the, and should think the outer elements like earth, etc. are superimposed on that. Outer 5 elements. So they are not real. They are not different from the support, the Atman. And also he should see himself as the Atman as witness, becoming one with Atman. There alone his mind should merge, not thinking outside objects. Residing in it, he should become rooted into it. Earth and body, when they become absolute truth, how can you say he is rooted in non-dualism? He is asking, he should become rooted into it. Earth is there, elements, body is there, and you told that everything you should see as the absolute. So, from the standpoint of the seer, when the absolute is there, how can you say he is rooted in non-dualism? You are simply telling, perceive the truth internally, externally, become identified with it. How are we to know that he is rooted in non-dualism? That he is telling, Bahyam Pruthivyadi Tattvam Adhyatmikanchu Dehadi Lakshanam Rajju Sarpa Divat Swapna Maya Divacha Asat. External principles such as the earth, internal principles such as one's own body are unreal, like the rope snake, like a dream, magic, as declared by the passages of Shruti such as. So, the opponent asked, how can you say he is rooted in non-dualism? For that he has explained. And then he has to see just like a snake on the rope. Everything is super. And the changed things, Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sa charachara. When you are seeing a snake on the rope is not changing. It is as it is. Snake is not there, but we see the snake. Vivarta upadana karanam. What is the instrumental cause to see a rope snake? Is the unchanging rope is vivarta upadana karanam. It is not changing. And the ignorance or the maya is the changing instrumental cause. Parinami upadana karan. That is, as if it is changed, we are seeing because of ignorance or say illusion. That he is mentioning here, that only one Atman is there, all these things are changed. Changing things like earth are not real. Why? Vacha rambanam vikaro namadeyam. Just to say through word or speech. Through word and speech, we utter the name and form. They are not there, he says. It is just to speak. That's all. Vacha rambanam vikaro namadeyam. The Atman of the seer is also comes under the action of seeing. Now you see, the opponent is asking question. He is asking, the Atman of the seer drashta is also comes under the action of seeing. So we say the seer also is just to say vacharammanam vikaro namadheyam. Drashta you are telling, seer you are telling, you told the earth and other things are just to speak. So I say the seer also is just to speak, is not there.
Just an adjective.
Adjective. The adjective, the seer, only the Atman is there, the witness or the seer are superimposed. But he says that is also vacharammanam. Atma cha sa bahyabhyantaro hejo apurva anantaro bahya Krishna akashava sarvagata sukshmo achalo nirguno nishkalo nishkriya.
Regarding the seer,
Hmm.
saying it is just a name,
Hmm.
its unreality is because it is dependent.
It is dependent on the speech.
Yes. Therefore it's unreal.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So
Only neti neti remains.
it says it exists only in name.
Ah.
Exists only.
Atma jasa bahyabhyantaro. Inner and in the inside and outside only Atman is there. Ajaha, no birth, no cause for it, no effect for it, and it is not outside. It is complete. It is like the space. It is spreading everywhere and very subtle, cannot be moved, kutastha, and no qualities in it, no colors, no parts, no action. Whatever he says, you see, all negating. What is there, that is there. But it is there as a support for negation. It is there as the support of the negation.
What is the objection about the seer?
See, he has asked, the earth and other things are superimposed on Atman, a name and form. So he has a seer also is a name. Is an object, it is an adjective, drashta.
This is the objection?
Yes.
Somebody said that it is
Adjective, an adjective is superimposed on the Atman. Seer. Hmm.
so the proponent, what is the answer?
He asks everything, by negating everything, only Atman is there. Even the seed, that also is not there. That is also vacharamman, just to say. See, in the relative plane, you are having everything as name and form. To word, to speech, you. But in the absolute, only Atman is there. So the seed also is negated. It is in relative plane, but it is not in the absolute. That's what he is telling, by negating everything. Huh? The Atman alone is inside, the Atman alone is outside, it is not having cause, it is not having effect. So, don't get confused between these two planes. Previously also I told, whenever the opponent asks a question, he asks in the relative plane, and the answer is given to the absolute plane. What he is seeing from the absolute plane, what he is seeing in the relative plane. Understood? Anyhow, we get satisfied. The scripture is telling, even we accept the Atman, but it is not having the form which you have described. It is not having any form. Tat Satyam. Tat Satyam Sa Atma Tattvamasi. It is not having any form. The absolute Atman. He says it is truth, it is Atman, and you are that. Tattvamasi Svetaketu. All the adjectives are old. You have used all the old adjectives, he says. Told by the scriptures, but are not repeated second time, he says. Though the adjectives are old, Apurvam, Anantaram, Abahya, Krishna, Tat Satyam, all are adjectives. But they are not repeated, he says. Ityevam tattvam dushtva tattvibhuta tadaramo na bahyaramano. Experiencing this, identifying himself with that, he is not having any happiness in outside things or the outside body, mind, etc. Yatha. How to dwell in the self? Now the opponent is again asking. How to dwell? Here, the yatha atattvadarshi. First he is giving the illustration of a ignorant person. Atattvadarshi. Kaschit chit tam atmatvena pratipannaha. He identifies something as his Atman. Chalanam anuchalitam atmanam manyamanaha. And he thinks it is the Atman is having some action, though it is not having. Tattva chalitam. He has come down from the Absolute. Dehadibhutam atmanam kadachit manyate. And the Atman has become the body, etc. he thinks. Or Atman is inside. Prachyutaha. He is combining the matter and the Atman. That is why first adjective he has used, atattvadarshi. He is not seeing the Absolute. Aham atma tattvam idanim iti. Previously he is unborn. After death he is not there. He is only in the form of Atman. But because of some weakness of the mind, aham atma tattvat idanim iti prachutaha. I have separated myself, prachuta, from the Atman. Samahitetu manasi kadachit tattvabhutam prasannatmanam. If I can control my mind and senses, I can become one with it. Manyate idani masmi tattvi bhuta iti na tad atmavid bhavet. I have identified with my body and I have become one with the body. Now I am ignorant and I will meditate, then I will become one with the Atman. Those who think like that is not the knower of Brahman. No, are not. He is not the knower. That's why first he gave the example of atattvadarshi. Because he has to tell about the tattvadarshi, the knower of Brahman. The question is, how to dwell in the self? Those who are not dwelling in the self is give the example. First, negating the imaginations of outer objects, satisfied by self alone, is the Tattvadarshi. So, negating, answer what is given? Negating the imagination. Now the Atattvadarshi imagines, before I was not born, afterwards I will not be there, now I have born, I am separating myself from the Atman, again I have to get it through it. So, this imagination. Because of this unwanted imagination is not the knower of Brahman. Then, who is the knower of Brahman? Negating the imaginations, no imagination. Two words you remember always. Sarvatra Sarvada. Just in all the places, in all the times, remembering Atman alone. Negating other imaginations. The outer are satisfied by self. Na bahyaramano. That is why he says, Tattvam drishtva tattvi bhuta tadaramo na bahyaramano yatha. He is not enjoying in the objects of outer things. Yatha. Now he is giving the Atattvadarshi has explained. He has not experienced the Atman. He is not the knower of self, but the knower of Brahman, Atmanaha iti. Atmana ekarupatva surupa pratyavana asambhavat cha. It says, the Atman is homogeneous. So, coming down from it or falling from it will not be there. Atmaniti. Sada eva. When once one experiences, he cannot fall down from the state. So, he will not fall down. Sada eva. Brahmasmi iti aprachyuto. I am the Brahman. He never fall. Bhavet. Tattvat. Sada aprachyutatma tattva darshano. Bhavediti abhiprayaha. Ekarupatve. Now, he is quoting the sloka of the Bhagavad Gita, telling he cannot fall down. Sunicheva swapagacha pandita samadarshinaha. Most of the aspirants, they are having confused meaning of this particular sloka. He says, Samadarshinaha samam drashtum srilam yesham. Sama is Brahman or Atman. So, those who are having the equilibrium, that is only seeing Atman in everywhere. But Krishna never uses the word samavartinaha. He is seeing the oneness everywhere. So, how they are confused? Samadarshina, Sri Krishna told. That's why I take always my dog in my hands. I move with it. The dog, he never washes his body. You have to wash. When it is going for ablutions and coming, you take it on your laps. You lick its face, it licks your face. Wonderful. And you always take it with you in the car, in the same bed. So, the adjunct of a dog is different. Adjunct of a human being, what you eat that it cannot take. You simply give fruits and milk. Will it survive? Huh? You can survive. So, the food is different. The adjunct is different. So, in the relative plane, we should maintain the difference. Just where the dogs and other things are moving, the gods will never accept the worship. Have you seen? A Havana is going and some dog is coming and roaming there. Yajna and Homa is going on, and you take your dog also for the Yajna to put oblations. Huh? So, this is Samadarshina, not Samavartina. These pets, if they are necessary, you should keep separately. You see that God is there. You feed it. You do whatever it wants. But don't take it in your hands and move. This is prohibited in the Shastras. Of course, the rest is left to you. And all right, you are taking a dog as your pet, but you don't take a donkey. Why not a tiger? Why not a lion? Why not an elephant? Samadarshina. You see everything that they don't do. Take a snake and move always. A cobra or a scorpion. So, but in some people they do that also, whatever it may be. But they are not exemplary. We should not take them as examples here. Apavada.
And sometimes there is a case that their own pets have attacked them. Lions and tigers, even though they were pets, but they have attacked and killed the owners.
What is there? The difference of the adjunct. In India, you see, so many dogs are there. So many dogs are there. They are street dogs. Nobody takes care of them. Then you bring all of them and keep in your house. You will see the magic. Because you are Samadarshina, you take only one fellow, not the neighbor's dog also you don't feed. Oh, this is all, you see, misunderstanding. We will not go to the subject matter more.
This shloka, Sama means Brahman or Atma.
Samadarshina. Samam drashtum shilam esham. Here I think in this comment you see, Sama what the meaning he gave? Gita. In Gita? No, in this you are not having Gita. You are having the Kailas Ashram sub-commentary also you can see. That's all right, but the doubt should be cleared. The Anandagiri Tika, you see. We are having all things in this Tika Tippani, Anandagiri Tika of Gita. So he will say that particular sloka. Before that we will go further. Sunichaiva Swapakayecha Pandita Samadarshina. Samam Sarveshu Bhuteshu. Not only that, again he says, Eka Rupatve, one who sees oneness alone. Oneness. Oneness will be only in the Atman. Only that alone is. They are called Pandita, not others. Not others. He will not fall down from his equilibrium state. Samam. Samam. Sarveshu Bhuteshu. And another sloka also he gives, Vinashyasya Avinashyantam. That which is changing which is matter, which is decaying, in those things he sees which is not decay, which is not. So that is 1327 sloka. Vinushyasva vinishyantam. The external principle, such as the earth, and the internal principle, such as one's own body, are unreal, like the rope snake or like a dream, magic, etc., as declared by the passage of Shruti. Modifications depend on speech, is only name. The self is both within and without, birthless, without cause, effect, without inside or outside, ever full, all-pervading like Akasha, subtle, unmoving, attributeless, partless and actionless, as is declared by the Shruti. That is truth, that is the self, and that the what? Chandogya. Having perceived truth thus, one should get oneself identified with truth. One should find joy only in truth. But the man who has no such perception, who has taken the mind for the self, here he says clears, mind for the self, and regards the latter as changing. The mind is changing as and when changes occurs in the mind. No, the latter in the sense the self thinks that it is changing when the mind changes. Who at some times or others regards the body, etc., to be the self, I have now deviated from the knowledge of the self. Who, when at times the mind becomes collected, imagines himself to be identified with the truth and to be cheerful. Swayed by the faith, I am now one with the truth. The knower of self should never be so. So this is regarding between Atattvadarshi. Self is unique in nature, with no possibility of deviation from that nature. Therefore, he should ever be possessed of the conviction, I am Brahman, and should not deviate from truth. The drift is that he should ever have the perception of self without deviation, as declared by Smriti passages. In a dog and in a dog eater, the wise have the same perception. He sees, who sees the Supreme Lord. Now, samam sarveshu bhuteshu, abiding alike in all beings. He sees.
Sarvatra parasyaikatvad notkarshapakarshavattvam. Everywhere,
The
sarvasya
ekatva, only oneness. That is only the highest. That here he clearly says, he sees, who sees the Supreme Lord, abiding alike in all beings. So samam sarva.
Samam nirvishesham tishthantam sthitiം kurvantam kva sarva bhuteshu brahmadi sthavaranteshu praneshu kam parmeshwaram dehendriya manobuddhya vyaktatmano apekshya parmeshwarah tam sarveshu bhuteshu samam tishthantam.
Nirvishesha, he says. But here he says, Gita, samam sarveshu bhuteshu, that has been translated, he sees who sees the Supreme Lord, abiding alike in all beings, you see, clearly. So samam means. Here ends the second section entitled the that Vaitatya Prakarana has ended. So we can do the rest in the evening. Advaita Prakarana will start.
There is a question regarding the last statement made in the commentary in the Bhashya. The Bhashyakara says, Shankaracharya says, the truth is it's not possible to deviate from the self. That deviation is not possible. So the question rises, even now, it's not possible to deviate from the self.
Yes.
So the idea of
Imagination.
So itself is a superimposition.
Imagination itself is superimposition.
So it needs to be removed.
Hmm.
The idea, sometime I'm in the self, sometime I deviate from the self, this is an imagination.
Yeah.
While in reality, even now, there is
You
no
are
deviation.
not deviation. But that conviction, that experience should be there always. To get into it, that we have to cleanse the mind and we should think of it again and again, constantly. It will come.
That's what he differentiates in the Bhashya, Atattvadarshi and Tattvadarshi. Those he says about
It is
Tattvadarshi.
the unrealized person and realized person. Atattvadarshi and Tattvadarshi, yes, differentiated. So to tell Tattvadarshi, first he tells what is Atattvadarshi. In Tulsi Ramayana, when he is describing the qualities of good persons, before that he describes all the qualities of bad persons. So these things are not there in good person, he says. In the same way, by negating it is easy to understand. Who is an ignorant person who thinks that I have come down and I am having the body, now again having like this. So,
So what he does here is, first he explains the attributes of the ignorant person. And since in other places the Bhashyakara says that the realized person has no marks, has no, there are no marks. So then he describes the realized person by negation of the attributes of the non-realized.
Janam Prathmam Gandhe.
But if you go to TTC, who will explain us? The dictionary.
That was your decision, Swamiji. You said, okay, you can.
No,
No, you have given me the permission.
I gave the permission to leaving everything to your discrimination. Your discretion. He is having a desire.
But I said next year.
Next year, of course, he told. That's why I left to your
I
discretion.
didn't want to leave this in between. I already told you. But you said no, once you have decided you should fulfill it. I said, okay, I'll do it next year. So it's not good to leave the Grantha in half in between.
So, see, just I have told the facts as they are. And that is your discrimination or your discretion, whether shall I do or not do, which is good for you. Now, in the same thing will happen the next year also.
Next year, but we will not start, I will not start the Brahma Sutra.
But when I ask something, who will see this dictionary and tell me? So now he is in confusion.
So it can come separate. It can come just for TTC before you teach.
That is,
Alone.
but he has to take his permission from his Guruji also.
That is not an issue.
Then it is all right. You come and finish. By the time I come, you come in the April. You finish TTC. And then, but I can come alone. That is no difficulty. Only because there is a limit. Next year somehow we wanted to accept our, we wanted to follow the say command of our pontiff.